Good morning, everybody. It is June 6th, 2017, and you're watching MarketStream.live. And I said June. Wow. It is a holiday week. It is July 6th, excuse me. My name is Joseph Cusick with the Cusick Group Securities offered by MoneyBlock. And yes, we are in a holiday shortened trading week and a new trading month in July, but that doesn't mean that there aren't any fireworks. No pun intended. It looks like the overnight action in Asia is picking up. And I'm going to tell you right now, not completely surprised. As a matter of fact, if you take a look at how the US dollar yen pair has been trading, you can see that the yen has continued to strengthen up a little bit here. We're going to watch this very closely. This blue line right here is the Nikkei. When the yen starts to strengthen, that means that the market continues to get some pressure on it. So you see that if it starts to move to the upside here, these are these bars, the market will then start to get to a point where it might potentially turn. And we see that in a couple instances, and we have a big disparity between when the market's trading and when the currency's trading. Watching the Japanese yen right now is going to give you a pretty strong indication on strength and weakness in the Nikkei. As a matter of fact, if you take a look at the Nikkei, this is the index that you can track for the Japanese stock market. It right now is right below its 20-day moving average. And again, I only point this out for those of you that are new. This is a great way to start anticipating whether or not there's a change of guard. Whether the bulls, which are the force that moves to the upside, or the bears, the force that moves to the downside, are in control. Right now, I'm seeing a battle starting. The battle starts when they're between the 20 and 50-day moving average. We're going to watch the Japanese markets real closely. The Bank of Japan did come out overnight, basically said that they're going to stick and actually lowered their inflation forecast for 2018. So you're now getting these mixed messages from the BOJ comparative to the ECB as well as the Federal Reserve here. They basically said that their low inflation forecast is through 2018. This has really started to put some head scratchers out there. And with the market down on the Nikkei overnight down 87, this also put some pressure on retail in the Japanese markets. Watch EWJ, that trades during our market hours here in the United States. That's an ETF that tracks major stocks in the Nikkei 225. Let's see how this opens up this morning. If it opens up below this level here, the 50-day moving average, which comes in at 53.32, that's going to be bearish for this ETF. And we'll watch that one very closely. Now switching gears, let's take a look at China and the Shanghai Composite. We continue to see for the 10th consecutive session that the People's Bank of China, the PBOC, has not infused any capital or injected any capital into the markets. The markets are holding up very firm. As a matter of fact, the Chinese markets had underperformed up until we got into the end of May, beginning of June, and then their outperformance started, especially when they went through the 20 and 50-day moving average. You have a very bullish trend forming in China at this juncture, and the Shanghai Composite has been moving to the upside versus its peers like the Nikkei moving to the downside and actually potentially in a bearish trend. And now taking a look at FXI, which is an ETF that tracks the Chinese markets. It has the 30 largest capped stocks in the mainland China markets. Currently trading down about 31 cents this morning. That's probably anticipation with the fact that the European and the U.S. markets are now poised to open up lower. Let's see if there's a little volatility that picks up here, because if it goes through and it looks like it's going to open up below its 20-day moving average, which is at 39.87, it's currently pre-market trading at 39.65. So we'll watch this one very closely, down about 31 cents pre-market on the ETF. But it's now in that battle zone. We're going to watch support right now at 15 cents away, basically 12 cents away at 39.56. That means that you got a battle going here, folks, in the Chinese ETF. Anything below that red line, That 50-day moving average is an indication that there could be a short and intermediate term shift in sentiment. In other words, the bulls could be losing control. We're seeing similar action in Hong Kong. The battle begins. It touched and challenged its 50-day moving average for the last 2 sessions. This third session, we're seeing that the Hong Kong markets, again, challenging that 50-day moving average. So you basically have the Nikkei Japan and Hong Kong right now challenging the downside, mainland China moving to the upside. So it looks like if there's going to be a rotation into anything as far as upside potential in Asia, China seems to be the one that's getting the most benefit at this juncture. EWH is trading to the downside. That's the ETF that's trading major stocks in Hong Kong, trading basically right where it is pre-market, where it's settled overnight. Let's see how that opens up here in the States. And then finally taking a look at India. India, for all of 2017, has been the best and strongest performing market, and it continued overnight, up 123 points. It retook 4 sessions ago its 20-day moving average. This is just context of who's in control at this juncture, and the bulls are continuing to keep control. There was some uncertainty a couple of weeks ago. You can see that challenge to the 20 and then the 50, but never broke the 50, and now resuming the uptrend. So it seems like India is another area in the Asian Pacific region that is gaining some momentum back up to the upside, following its peers from China. What's notable is that you had, though, mixed action in financials, but you did see that tech consulting groups like Infosys and Tata Consulting, these consultant groups continue to be challenged. We want to watch that very closely to see how that's going to impact the Indian markets. But right now, they're moving to the upside. Let's see how EPI actually trades. It broke its 20 and 50-day moving average late last week, resumed its upside. Let's see how it opens this morning. Currently looking to open up flat right at its 20-day moving average, or right above its 20-day moving average. So for the short term and the intermediate term, the bulls are still in control, but there's a lot of action going on in Asia. Plus, watch the headlines. You have the G20 starting. President Trump was in Poland talking about how he wants to address the North Korean issue. There's a lot of intensity that's starting to build on the Korean Peninsula. Let's see if that actually translates into some potential volatility, not only in Asia, but also Europe. All right, folks, that's it for all the overnight action report for Asia. I'll be back on talking about everything in Europe here at MarketStream. See you then.